Hello, welcome to Squirrel Tail. Today I am taking a look at two guns from Neutral Powers. Now, if you like this sort of content, make sure you smash that like button. First, I have the M96 Swedish Mauser. This is a Mauser-based cock-on closed bolt design developed in 1894. It fires the 6.5 by 55 round, which is very similar to the 6.5 Creedmoor some of you might be familiar with. Here it is next to a 30-06 case. Very accurate and potent round. And I think today it still performs very well accuracy-wise. It has a 24-inch barrel and pretty standard sights. Just, you know, a U-notch in the rear, adjustable windage, like it, you can slide that back and forth to adjust your windage. And these guns are known for their accuracy. Many people have said that they are one of the most accurate service rifles out there. And then next I have the Swiss K31. The K31 is a straight pull design, and it's a third version of the rifle. The first version was developed in 1889. Then they designed one in 1911, and it was longer. Everything was longer, and it kept kind of getting shorter. And then this one is designed in 1931, hence why they call it the K31. And to me, I think it's one of the most unique manually operated actions out there. And the craftsmanship is top tier, which, being that it's made in Switzerland, you'd expect that with their reputation for their watches and knives and stuff like that. One thing though, this rifle never, from what I've read, and I'm not saying you can't find a story somewhere else, never seen combat, which is a good thing because for the Swiss people. But, you know, it was never really tested under the fire, but, you know, how it actually would do, we can only speculate on. So both these countries were neutral in World War I and World War II. Now, a bunch of the Swedish Mausers were given to Finland to fight in the Winter War and the Continuation War, I think, those two conflicts against Russia. So these did see service, and they were well liked by the troops they were issued. And there's also a sniper version of that, and this one can also be mounted up with peep sights and also scopes I've seen before. So I want to take a close-up look at the actions of each gun. Now, starting with the Mauser, you know, Mauser guns, a lot of our modern bolt action rifles are based off the Mauser, and they really developed the modern bolt action. Yes, you have things like Mosins and Carcanos and Lee Enfields, but, you know, a lot of our hunting rifles have a similar bolt to this. So it has two lugs in the front, and then when you bring it forward, you rotate it, and that's what holds back the pressure from the recoil. Then turning 90 degrees pops it out. To remove the bolt, you pull on this lever, and essentially when you send that bolt in, if you look right there, when I pull the trigger, that catches. So when I pull the bolt in, it's a cock-on close, which is more simpler than a cock-on open. So as you can see, when I get here, it catches. And right there, that piece is catching on the sear. And that's pulling the firing pin back. And then the safety functions pretty simple by right now it's on fire. There's nothing in the way. When I put it on safe, I'm now putting a piece of metal holding back the striker, so I can pull the trigger and the striker doesn't go back. Now in this, I can work the bolt. If I move it over 90 degrees, the bolt's locked open. So pretty good functional safety. Now let's take a look at the K31. That's a very interesting gun. Now that one, to get it ready to fire, you have to turn the bolt 90 degrees. This one, you just slide this back and forth. And that's pretty much what it does. You have this beer handle, beer keg charging handle they call it. Now if I look at the bolt, essentially how this works is you have that cam there, and when I push this forward to get it all the way in, that handle all the way in, that causes the bolt to rotate 90 degrees. You just have a lever to move it. Now, as for the firing mechanisms itself, it's actually pretty similar to the Mauser. I have that piece there, and again, cock on close action. That little piece right there catches, pulling the striker back. And the safety on this, you just pull this ring back, turn it 90 degrees, and now the striker is no longer up against the sears, so works pretty good. And I did notice this gun's very easy to use with gloves on, which makes sense for being Switzerland. So that's these two rifles. Now I have some footage of me shooting it. So a note, when you see the footage of shooting the K31, I'm using my hand loads because that is quite frankly all I got. Now in loading this round, you can use pretty much any .308 bullet within the right weight range, but if you don't have the perfect shape, it won't run as smooth as original ammunition will. So that is why you might see my friend struggling with the action a little bit. If you have the proper shaped bullet for your ammunition, it will run super smooth. I just, quite frankly, at this time don't have that. So hope you enjoy the video, and make sure you like and subscribe.
That's very smooth. that's very smooth. It's identical to the one I have.